And for a dude like me to give a dude like you a gift, it's just like,
yeah.
bro, what? Like, are
It's
you,
like-
yo, like, take a drug test, bro. Like, what are you on, man?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I think like this whole I will say that at my time here at Rutgers, right, like, which I'm kind of glad that like my senior year I like completely disappeared and didn't talk to anybody, is because a lot of people were just weird. Like some people were just like, I don't know, maybe I was like borderline like depressed or something, or like, or just like, you know, didn't want to socialize with. Or I think I was kind of like trying to find myself and where I lie in all this like social media obsessed like kind of world, because people are chasing clout for what, right? So like if you follow me on Instagram, right, and you look at any of my stories, I do post a lot of stories, right? But those stories are either all like inside jokes, things that I understand, a random song I was listening to, or like something completely stupid, right? I'm not posting the story to like, look at my outfit today, you know, I'm dressed up today, or, you know, like maybe if I'm at like a wedding or whatever, you know, but like I don't like, I'm not, oh, here's my coffee, you know, driving my car, you know, like,
it's
or
just like an effort, like,
at the mall, right? Like when you post a story, you're trying to get somebody's attention, someone's attention,
sure.
whether it's a girl, whether it's other, you know, a dude, whether it's like trying to be that cool guy, right?
Yeah.
I've always been about
not in like a just not in like a homosexual sense, but just like
not at all,
like trying to be like, you know, like like
I'm that dude, but like. So I've always been about, like, I have so many interests, I wear them on my sleeve, and I'm not afraid to showcase my personality. I will do it for the, you know, for the world to see, right? I don't get anything out of that. If I were to delete it, if Instagram, like, removed stories, like, tomorrow, I wouldn't lose a minute of sleep, right? Because there's nothing that I have to compensate for. And this is why I tell people, like, yo, like, you need to be confident in who you are. Like, it is so, I love hanging out with people that might have completely polar opposite interests as me, but at least like they don't have to prove it to anybody, right? I don't got to prove to you that, like, you know, like, oh, I knew Travis Scott before everybody knew Travis Scott, or like, you know, I'm the biggest Drake fan, right? Like if there is a level of gatekeeping and stuff, but when you get to that point, it's like nobody has to, no one has to know, oh, Azam, yeah, dude, he you know, he really likes Travis Scott, right? Like, I don't have to. I don't have to prove that to anybody.
Yeah, you don't have to get your brand out there.
And this also happens because we're following people that we don't know. Like, you know, like I imagine, like, when did it become okay to have, I have mutual followers with them, so I'm just gonna, like, you know, they can follow me if I'm private, right? What the hell is the whole point of that, right? And then, like, you know, I literally, like, I feel like, you know, when the time is right, and, you know, inshallah, when we all get to a point where we don't need to be attached to the people that we don't know, and this is like a post-graduation thing, like, you really realize, like, who your friends are once you graduate.
For sure.
I call this 1 year period after graduation is like post-graduation depression, right? Because, like, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You wake up one day and it's just like you're an entirely different person, and, you know, your values have changed, your ideals have changed. Whether you are working a 9 to 5 now, you're working towards med school, you're already in med school, or, you know, like, you start your own business, whatever it might be, right? Like, you reach a level of, like, self-fulfillment that allows you to completely block out any sort of influence from any social media or any person, right? So when you get to that point, you have no need for social media anymore. Other than, like, just communicating with your family back home, or just keeping in touch with, like, loved ones, right?
Exactly.
Like,
and you know what else confuses me? Like, on that point of growing up and then kind of ditching social media that you kind of just brought up, like, because you don't need it anymore. Like, there's not, like, this whole, like, you know, cloud chasing thing and that happens in undergrad and college. You don't freaking, like, you're past that at that point, right? You know what confuses the hell out of me? People that are freaking married.
Yo, I was just gonna talk about this.
Posting crap on social media.
I was just gonna talk about this.
Like, son, all right, first of all, why you want... Okay, first of all, like, admittedly, a lot of social media, and, like, this is, like, a subconscious thing, a lot of social media is, like, you know, getting yourself out there.
100%.
Right?
100%.
You know, and I think nobody, like most people don't do it consciously. Some people do, But what, like, that's how it is, and I don't even like bag them for it. Like, that's just, they're playing that game, whatever. Unless you're married, dog, what the hell you doing?
You know who I blame for all of this? I blame all the stupid influencers, right?
Yeah.
There's a ton of brown girl influencers, a ton of brown dude influencers, right? That like married couples, both of them, mashallah, look great. Like they got a ton of thousands of followers. They're taking vacations. They're doing this. It just sets you up for like disappointment. Like, my man didn't take me out to dinner.
Yeah.
My man didn't buy me flowers or whatever. Like, dude, why are you letting somebody else dictate your your own happiness, right? And then the whole to getting yourself out there, right? Like I get it, like we're human, right? If you post a picture on Instagram and you look good and like that one person that you're kind of attention you're seeking drops a like, it feels good, right?
Yeah.
But when you're married, like your whole half of your other half is living with you,
Yeah.
you literally do every single thing with them, whether it's like as simple as like making a breakfast on Sunday morning or reading a book together, watching a TV show. That's your entire life now, right? So whose attention are you seeking from social media?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. I'm not saying it has to be like somebody of the opposite gender, but it could be like people, friends.
Anyone.
Like what the hell is like? There's people that just do too much, man.
Think, like to some extent, like you shouldn't be seeking that attention anyways. But then once you're freaking married, you should understand. Well, I don't know. Like, do you have any opinions on this? I remember last time you were kind of talking about like your own frustrations with like, with like.
I mean, I just think social media is a rabbit hole of toxicness. Like, it's just a waste of time, in my opinion.
No, straight up.
So like elaborate.
Like, it just brings out these things that we're talking about. I honestly just think if social media went away altogether, nothing would change for me.
Well, yeah, and perhaps things would get better.
How did you get there though? Like, I'm curious as to say, like, maybe would you say that like you were a lot less social in high school or middle school, or like what allowed you to completely disregard social media entirely?
I was definitely a little more introverted in high school, and I'd still say I'm an introvert, but I like being low key about things, and I just don't care to pay attention to other people that much. Like,
dude, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, I didn't even know you were a freaking business major. Which is dope. I respect that, right? And another thing is like it I guess like it kind of keeps the people guessing, right? So maybe people are more inclined to come and have a conversation with you. Hey, you're Ahmed, right? Like I've seen you around. Like what's up with you, right? What do you do, right? Social media has completely eliminated this wall of privacy that people know everything about you now, what you're doing, what you're eating, what you're watching, and that they don't need to come up to you and speak to you, get to know you better, right?
Yeah.
Like they already know who you are.
Exactly.
So
and it used to be like your friends knew that stuff, and like the going back to the thing that we were talking about, which is, like people. So this all kind of connects, like all of this, like people posting stuff, like when they even to some extent like LinkedIn, I see this, there's just weird intentions sometimes. It feels like when people are giving out these gifts, sometimes when people are posting their spouse or whatever, when people are posting their personal information. Sometimes I see people on LinkedIn and they'll get a job, and while they're working the job or like months before it started, they'll post about it. And to some extent, I'm like, dude, like if you're gonna, like, you're not even applying to jobs right now, and you're posting about a job that you're about to have in a couple months, and dude, it's not
Allah controls everything, man. Allah can take it away like this, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's like to talk about something before you already had it. I was talking to my boy yesterday. I'll keep this. Not gonna mention names here because this is, I guess, maybe a little private, but like inshallah, like both of us want to go to med school, right? Like it's not somewhere that we are yet, working towards it, working really hard. Nobody knows that because my social media is completely retarded. Like people don't know what I'm studying, what I'm doing, right? I love that anonymity, right? I get to showcase my personality without anyone knowing what the hell I'm doing or where I am. So like dude, inshallah, when I get into med school one day, like I'm not posting no freaking picture. I'm not updating my freaking, Facebook. Azam Naqvi goes to freaking, what's it called? Like started school at whatever, or white coat ceremony, dude. I have a friend that started med school this semester who was literally like happy that the white coat ceremony got canceled because of Corona. Because why would you post about it? Who cares? It's not a big deal. And that.
It's just a cool thing for your family to see. And
For
that's
sure,
what- yeah,
for
yeah,
sure, yeah.
you know what I
Like,
mean?
you know, take pictures, send them to Pakistan, right? Send them in your WhatsApp groups,
Yeah.
right? But like, not for. I'm not letting anybody on social media like have a part of my happiness.
Yeah.
If you truly know what I've been through, like the sadness and like the straight up like moments of like crying that why can't I get this done right?
Yeah.
Why can't I achieve this? Like when I inshallah finally. If it's in my destiny that if I achieve that,
Yeah.
I'm not letting anyone take a piece of that. That's mine.
and
you
let
You
me
know?
share it with the people who are there for you.
Exactly. You share with
Right.
people who are different. And they're the only people that are actually going to be happy for you.
Right.
You said you're not going to share none of your happiness with the people that are following you on Instagram. You know what?
Dude, those people only show up like once you achieve success. They weren't there before that.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
you're essentially
They're
letting
not gonna
yourself
feel happy
become
for you.
patronized by
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, people's opinions. I don't care what anybody
Yeah.
has to say.
And
right?
and they're not going to feel what they feel towards you is not going to be happiness. It's just going to be to some degree like people when you post on Instagram, you think everyone's feeling freaking happy for you. No, I mean, yeah, sure, maybe there's some people, but then those are the people that like maybe you should have told in the first place or whatever it might be. Those are the people that are going to be happy for you. Those are the people that are close to you that, you know, need to know things about your life. You know, like when people post Mother's Day pictures
Oh,
and Father's Day pictures,
and don't tell them.
yo mama don't even use Instagram.
My mom does,
Oh,
but I don't post anything. I just like tell her.
but does your dad?
My dad does not use any form of social media whatsoever.
Yo daddy, either your daddy or your mama don't use Instagram. Somebody doesn't use Instagram, and you post like not you. People post about them. For that is the one thing that I'm like, clearly your intentions are in the wrong place.
Like you're trying to prove
It's
to
so
people.
clear.
Look, how many times do you see someone's story, right? And like literally be like, okay, and what? I don't care.
Yeah.
Next, I don't care. Next, I don't care. Next, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean this in a way of people who are like doing something with their day. I'm
Yeah.
out with my family at the freaking I don't know the waterfront. I'm at you know
Yeah.
I'm in New York City. I'm in Times Square, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't give a flying
Dude.
you know what about
Firework
you know,
posts.
The fireworks.
Dude,
Nobody cares about the fireworks, bro. Like it happens every year
Yeah.
on multiple different occasions.
Yeah.
Sparkly lights, big sparkle, wow.
Dude,
you
and
know, like,
they'll have
nobody
like
cares.
100 of those on
Yeah.
Instagram.
And,
Bro.
and I won't freaking look. I feel like yeah. All right. Well, if are you talking about you talking about Zed's post, bro?
Zed? I mean, not Zayd in particular.
Okay. Well, so Zed is a specific is like a different case because he doesn't got the wrong intentions, but he's just like he posts crap, and you're just like, why did you do this? Why is this on? But he's just like this innocent, pure guy who's just like, this is cool, and like other people will see this and think it's cool too.
But I
It's
guess
like-
like that's just like maybe like you can tell who's innocent
Yeah.
and who's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like there are people who like legit like honestly I don't know why I haven't deleted my Instagram like the app yet.
Yeah.
You know I don't want to delete the account, but like it's just something that you just mindlessly do every day.
Yeah.
Like what I have done is like significantly bro. I'll tell you a story. I was at work one day on a night shift and this like a wave of depression just hit me. I don't know what the hell happened, but like
Yeah.
I was just like in my feels for some reason, and we didn't have anything going on at work.
Yeah.
So I went through my my followers and my following,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if I either didn't give a crap about you or
Yeah.
like I didn't ever speak to you in life,
Yeah.
I removed it. So I literally like it went from like 1,000 people to like maybe 500. Like
Damn, so
like,
we need exposure for this episode, though.
like I legit I was like, dude, I don't care. I do not care about you. Like I
Yeah.
don't care.
yeah,
Like I don't want anything bad to happen to you. But I don't
Yeah.
care who you are. I
Yeah.
legit don't. Removed everybody.
it's just the type of
And-
story that you literally glance at and you press next immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
oh.
if your story doesn't captivate me enough to at least hold on to it and wait to see what you have to say, then like I genuinely don't care. You know?
Yeah.
Dude,
And,
what
and
about
so
those freaking like my recent posts?
Oh, well, those are just. those
Why-
are just-
I won't lie, I did that
Mm.
maybe 2 times before I knew how cringe it was. And this was because my friends and I used to do like take some pictures or whatever, just for like our own sake, right? Not to get likes, but just because
Yeah.
we like to take pictures, edit them, and basically, post pictures that are not super lightly filtered and like super, status quo, just like alternate type of art type stuff, right? And showcase that through like our photography that my friend was doing. We edited them in Lightroom and everything. And I posted on my story with, like my recent picture. But then I'm like, like this is so cringe. like,
but, sometimes there's cases where it's like okay, where it's like if you're playing the clout game and you're intentionally playing the clout game, I think that's fine. But if you're just playing the stupid clout game for no reason and you're just like for example, right? Like we have the Red Buddies podcast Instagram. Yeah. Now we play the clout game. Right? We play that game.
Yeah, this is something entirely different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like to some extent, like the art style. Now that's a different thing. Maybe we're just not playing the game, but you still want to like showcase it. Now that's different, right? But like sometimes when people make certain posts and they're trying to get the word around, they're trying to market stuff like that. If you're playing the game, just freaking play the game. Don't act like you're not freaking playing it. You know what I mean? Because that's when it's like.
Would you say that's worse than intentionally playing it?
Well, okay, like for example, I think there's times when intentionally playing the game is okay. Like for example, our podcast.
No. Forget the podcast. I mean like personal Instagram pages.
Personal Instagram, but then why are you even playing the game? Because then at that point it's like, if you're, at that point it's like you're not intentionally playing the game for any. That's just like a stupid scenario. That's worse.
Yeah, it becomes like, and this is part of the post graduation thing, like. Yeah. When you're surrounded, especially, I think we're like spoiled that we're a part of like, we were a part of the MSA and had like a lot of people that knew us, and we would go to Kilmer and talk to everybody, right? Like, when that abruptly ends, and after you walk down that graduation, aisle or whatever, right? Like, it's like, what the hell? Like, I don't have anything to do anymore, right? So you're either 9 to 5 slave, you're either med school slave, law school slave, or you're, a gap year slave, right? You don't do anything other than what you have to do. So you lose so much, like, social interaction that you just cannot control. Like, you can't cope with that, right? So you either go full-on clout game or, like, full-on, just opposite. Like, complete, opposite. It's just... I just wish that people felt the same way that we do. And because people would be so much more happier, man. Yeah. Like, who cares about the number of likes you got on your picture, man?
I'll say this. If you're intentionally playing the clout game to show off your, like, I don't know, stethoscope that you got in med school. If you're in med school and you're playing the clout game, even though you know your trajectory is to be a doctor, then you're a piece of crap, just a little bit. But if you're playing the clout game because you think that playing the clout game is going to end up benefiting you in some way, then it's okay. You get what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah. If you have to expose your business, your let's say you if you opened up a shop or whatever, you need to spread the word. Yeah, social media is a great tool.
You're an artist. For sure. You play that freaking clout game. You play it hard. You know what I mean?
Like, you see like 30-year-old dudes, like posting pictures, posting up. I'm like this, like. Like for what, bro? Yo, bro, go start a family, dude. Like, what are you doing posting pictures?
And you know what else I can respect to some degree, but then this is also questionable. You know that whole like if you're playing the game of like using Instagram to showcase yourself to the opposite gender. I disagree with it. I think there's more merit in doing other things to find like a potential partner. But if you're playing that game and you're doing that,
there's a way to do
with intent. There's a way to do it. You know what? I kind of respect that. But if you're playing the game and you're acting like you're not, like if you're out like posting pictures of you like holding a baby on your story and you're acting like it's not to get a freaking girl, not respect.
There's only one reason why people post babies. Like
there's one freaking reason.
I don't even necessarily know like if girls find that like cute. Like can we get a female opinion on this?
We need
in the comments below. We need a female opinion on this. Is pictures of guys holding babies cute? Is that something that would something that you would find cute?
I think it like. I mean, I'm not a freaking chick, but I think to some extent they find it attractive because, well, if it's genuine. But I also think, to some degree they look at things and they're like, oh, this dude's like putting himself out there, and that can probably be unattractive as a dude to to like you know, get like overly feminine so that a girl can look at you. I'm sure they see that to a certain extent.
Right. I think you can read it like it's so clear to read it.
It's so clear.
Like,
the freaking filters, the whatever. I'm not saying everyone that posts. By the way, I'm not saying everyone that posts babies on their stories do that.
And none of this is directed towards like literally like when I like this is not directed to anybody that I know.
Yeah.
It's literally stuff that it's like an amalgamation of a mixture of all the stuff that you see that kind of pisses you off about social media, you know?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, exactly. And by the way, there's a lot of people that do that stuff genuinely. There's people that
and you know who you are. Like you do it genuinely.
Yeah. Like you know, for example, just among like many friends, you know, we have a friend, Yusuf. He has a nephew, and he loves his nephew, and he like, you know, posts about him sometimes. You know, super genuine thing.
And even though like I don't know him that well, like I can tell that it's genuine.
Yeah,
you know, like straight up.
Exactly. And it's like, you know, it's stuff like that that's fine. And then like there's just so many things, like people posting birthday pictures of their friends, and you know, yo, one time I saw this low-key happens in all of them, but one time it was so blatant. This girl posted a birthday picture of her and her friend, there was someone in the background who like the camera was not focused on. It was that person's freaking birthday.
They put this picture of themselves on somebody else's. The day is not about you, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then like the other picture that they post, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I know for sure if you asked the person whose birthday it was, if they wanted to post that picture,
They would say
no because they look freaking butt ugly in that picture. But you, on the other hand, like, you know, you're looking okay compared to that person, and like if you're looking photogenic, whatever. I'm like, what is the point?
I hate social media. Point
too,
blank,
man.
period. Like, I wish I could. Like, I might just delete
rid of all your
Instagram right now.
socials.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Like,
Dude, I literally log off and then I'll log on to Instagram once in the day, then I'll log off.
dude,
Yeah.
I literally only log in just to see what my friends DM
Exactly.
me.
Check group chats.
Because there's a good amount of spicy
Yeah.
memes on Instagram
Yeah.
that are like, you know, or to keep up with sports and stuff. It's also
Yeah.
a great way to catch sports highlights.
Yeah.
I think that's freaking awesome. For someone who doesn't have the time to sift through YouTube or whatever, if I just scroll through my Instagram, I have 2 Instagram accounts, right?
Yeah.
So like on my main account, I only follow people. The only celebrities I follow on that account are celebrities are people too, but I only follow I follow Travis Scott, Drake, Post Malone, and what do you call it? The Knicks page and the F1 page. That's it.
Yeah.
Just so I could quickly glance at the sports I want to see. But then my other Instagram account is all like, you know, the celebrities, the artists, the friggin' the memes. So I just basically split it up into 2. But then I find myself not even using that alternate account that much anyway, right? Or the Finsta, if you will. So like in that case, like there's no need. I'm at the point where like I have every day. It's always like, you know, like Instagram will tell me like all the posts in the last 3 days, like you're all caught up, you know.
Yeah.
So like I don't see anything new, right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome. If you remove people that you don't care about, you're gonna have you only got to look at 2 pictures, bet.
Yeah.
And chances are the pictures that you do see are people you do care about.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what's crazy though? Sometimes I'll see that thing that's like, you're updated, and I'm like, oh, and I'll just keep scrolling.
Like you've already seen everything, bro. Like there's nothing.
I fell into it, but like you just fall into it sometimes. You know, sometimes you just fall into like, just keep scrolling type thing.
If there's anything I'm gonna keep scrolling on, it's Reddit.
Yeah.
You can scroll for hours on Reddit.
Yeah.
Not no Instagram. I don't care about, you know, people that much.
Yo, you know that thing that people do on Instagram. I said this like one time in another episode, and then like Zarir told me to shut up or something, and then we like moved on. Yeah, these people on Instagram, man, they post stories, and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna be off of Instagram for a couple days. Send me a message if you need me." Nobody cares.
I don't care.
Just get off Instagram, delete it from your freaking app. No one will notice you're gone. No one will notice you're gone.
Okay, look, this depends, right?
It depends, yeah.
Let's say, for example, do you guys follow Mufti Wasim?
Yeah. Okay.
If Mufti Wasim did that,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, or any other business figure, religious figure, a professor, a
Yeah.
teacher, or whatever, like, That's totally dope.
Yeah. And I
right?
actually look to Mufti Wasim's like fiqh or fiction, and I love that. And
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
look to it,
awesome. That's
and I'm
awesome.
I'm like waiting for it, you know, like on the daily.
Yeah, and if that were to disappear, I'd be like, yo, like, what the hell? Like, you know, if he posted something, you know, like, I changed my platform, it's not Instagram anymore, I want to know that. But
Yeah.
for, like, you know, Joe Schmo,
Yeah.
you know, like, dude, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I already didn't care, and now you gave me a reason to unfollow you. You
Yeah.
know, like, straight up.
It's like, son, how important do you freaking think you are? But yeah, I mean, I guess we've kind of like, social media sucks is the conclusion of that. Real quick, I think we're kind of like getting a little short on time. I do want to talk about the upcoming UFC stuff.
Oh my
Frankie,
God.
you shut your freaking mouth.